Hi boys and girls, welcome to math class. Today we're going to be working in our green workbooks on page 125. So go ahead and open up your green workbooks, press pause until you are ready to begin. Whiteboard. All right, so here we are. We have Abby is 4 times taller than her dog Gabby. Gabby is 51 centimeters tall. How tall is Abby when she is wearing shoes that are 6 centimeters tall? So, Abby is 4 times taller than her dog, Gabby. So we know that Gabby is here, and Gabby is 51. And Abby is 4 times taller, so times 4 would equal Abby's height. And then it says, how tall is Abby when she's wearing shoes that are 6 centimeters tall? So we would need to take Abby's height and add the 6 centimeters. Look right here. So I just kind of drew a quick sketch. I said Gabby is 51 centimeters tall. That's the dog. And we know that Abby is 4 times taller. So we'd have to have 4 Gabbys to equal 1 Abby. Gabby, Abby, rhyming. So we're going to take 51 and multiply that times 4. Well, I could double it and then double it again, or I could use distributive property. So I'm going to rewrite this a bit smaller. I'm going to write it as 51 centimeters times 4 in parentheses plus 6, because that would be the shoes. So 51, I'm going to break that into 50 and 1. Break it apart. Now we're going to pass it out. So 50 times 4. 50 times 4, we're using that distributive property, plus 1 times 4. And then just to be consistent, I'm going to go ahead and bring down my plus 6, rewriting the problem neatly. So when I'm looking at 50 times 4, or 5 groups of 10 times 4, 5 tens times 4, we're going to say 5 times 4 is 20, good. And then because we're using tens, 5 tens, we just loop down the 0, or we think about it as the 0 trick. So we talked about this last week when we were talking about multiples of 10 and multiplying them. So you can read it this way too. 4 groups of 5 tens. Sometimes when you say it with the tens at the end, it makes it click a little bit better. Okay, so 4 groups of 5 tens is 20 tens, so you have to add that 0. Now we're going to add, we know that 1 group of 4 is 4, and then if she's wearing shoes, the shoes are 6 centimeters, so we're going to add that 6. So I know that 4 plus 6 is a 10, and 200 plus 10 is 210 centimeters. So right now in your workbook, you're going to write Abby is 210 centimeters tall. So just fill that in. All right, now the next problem, I'm going to share my screen with you. So looking at your workbook, number 5, it says use the number line provided to model and solve each of these problems. I'm going to read it carefully to you. We're going to be using elapsed time. The math club started baking at 3:35 p.m. and baked for 3 hours and 30 minutes. What time do they finish? So you're going to take your start time, 3:35, and you're going to plug that in right here. And then you're going to bake for 3 hours, so you're going to have to jump 3:35, 4:35, 5:35, 6:35, and then 6:35 plus 30 more minutes. And then you'll have your end time. So your elapsed time is 3 hours and 30 minutes. You're looking for your end time. So we used the number line timeline strategy last week, so you should be able to practice that and turn that in to your teacher. Let's look at the next problem. The next problem is part B, and it says the math club started setting up for the bake sale the next day at 11:45 a.m. They were ready to start the bake sale at 1:30. How long did it take them to set it up? So from 11:45 to 1:30, what is the time in between? So 11:30 or 11:45, sorry, 11:45, 12:45, can't go another hour because that'd be 1:45. So you have to think about getting up to the next and then over. So you're gonna have to make some jumps. All right, so we're gonna do a problem like 5A. So I'm gonna put a little heart. That just means it's like 5A. So 5A was when we had to start time and then we have to go to add an elapsed time. So my start time, we're going to say is 2:15, and we are going to have our elapsed time, or our ET, is going to be 2 hours and 12 minutes. Okay, so I've got 2:15, and I'm going to jump 2 hours. So 2:15, let me stop my share, sorry about that. Stop share, now you'll be able to see. So this is going to be like 5A, but not quite. So 2:15 plus 2 hours. 2:15, 3:15, 4:15. That would be my 2 hours. Check that off. And then I'm going to add 12 minutes. So I'm going to just jump a 10. This is 1 hour, and this is 1 hour. I'm going to jump a 10. So from 4:15 plus 10 would be 4:25. And then 2 more minutes, 1, 2. So my answer will be 4:27 p.m. So using the number line strategy, I just broke apart my elapsed time. I took 2 hours and 12 minutes. I broke it into a 1 hour and a 1 hour. And then I broke the 12 into a 10 and then 2 minutes. Okay? So if you're ready now, you're going to be able to do 5A on your own, or you can go back and check your work if you already solved it. Now we're going to do one like 5B. Not 5B, but like 5B. So don't write this on your workbook page because it's not the problem. We're doing one like it. Your job is to do it on your own. 5B. So 5B says that the math club started setting up for a bake sale at a certain time, and then it gives you an end time. We have to figure out the elapsed. So we're going to have a start, and we're going to have an end. So my start time is going to be 11:42. Let's make it a little bit challenging. And the end time is going to be 2:02. I guess I'm in a 2 mood today. All right, so 11:42 is my start time. And it gives us another timeline on the workbook page, so we're just going to use that strategy. 11:42, I'm going to jump to 12:42. And I know that's 1 hour. So you can see that I wrote 1 hour. And then from 12:42, I can jump again to 1:42. Uh-oh, I wrote that wrong. 1:42. That's okay, Miss Gerald. Mistakes are proof we're trying. So here's another 1 hour. And now I've got 42, but I think I want to go ahead and get to that 2 o'clock. So 42, 43, 44, 45. So if I jumped 3 minutes, so plus 3 would get me to that 45. 1:45. And then if I jumped 15 more minutes, which is another quarter of an hour, I would get to 12. Okay. And now I think I can go from 12 to 2 o'clock. I can say 12 to 1, 1 to 2. So 2 hours. Here's 2 hours, that's 2 o'clock. And then 2 minutes. And that would be 12:02, I mean 2:02. Okay, I wrote that a little small. My pen is not very sharp. So I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to rewrite this neat and then I will show it to you. So I'm going to pause. Okay, friends, my work was really messy, and so I actually made a mistake on here. That happens. That's why we have to work on being neat. Okay, so when I rewrote it, I caught my mistake, which makes me proud that I knew to rewrite it. So I'm going to share this with you really quickly, and I'm going to re-go over this with you because I did it wrong, and that's okay. So we're going to fix our mistake. So I have 11:45 here. I jumped an hour to 12:45, another hour to 1:45. This is where I said it wrong, or 1:42, I'm sorry. Then 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3 minutes, and that would be 1:45. Then I jumped 15 minutes to get to the 2 o'clock hour, which earlier I said 12. That wasn't correct. It's 2 o'clock. And then 2 more minutes would be 2:02, and then I should have put PM. So now I'm going to take my elapsed time. So when you're finding out the elapsed time, you're going to be adding up all of your jumps on your number line. So when I'm looking at the number line, I see I have 1 hour, another hour, 3 minutes, 15 minutes, and 2 minutes. So we need to be really careful about looking to see what unit they want the answer in. And I'm going to give it to you in 2 ways, hours and minutes, and then just in minutes. So we're going to start with the easy, I think, way, which is to, let's get this to, there we go. We're just going to count 1 hour plus an hour is 2 hours. So I can just join that together, 2 hours. And that's the abbreviation for hours, H. I'm going to switch colors. It's really blurry today. So we'll say 2 hours. And then I'm going to take my 3 jumps of the minutes. I have 3 minutes. You guys can see that. 3 minutes, 15 minutes, and 2 minutes. And when I add 3 plus 2, I get 5. And 15 plus 5 is 20. So 2 hours and 20 minutes would be my elapsed time. That's the time from the start to the end. So that is if you wanted to tell me in hours and minutes. Now what if it just said how many minutes? So we're going to break the hours into minutes. That's 60 minutes and 60 minutes and 20 minutes. So we're going to add this up. 60 plus 60 plus 20, and I'll show you what that looks like on my paper. 60 plus 60 plus 20. I know that 6 plus 6 is 12. So 60 plus 60 is 120. I'm going to rewrite the problem. 120 plus 20. And we know that 20 plus 20 is 40. And when you add 40 back to that 100, you get 140. Got it. 140 minutes. And then I'm running out of space again. There we go. 140 minutes. Okay. Have a great day, friends. Learn a lot. Bye.